This Gengar deck is super disgusting to play against. Hello, welcome back to the channel, and today we're taking a look at Gengar from the Genetic Apex series. Yes, way back. It has the attack Bother for 1 energy, you're hitting 50, and your opponent can't play any supporters from their hand, so that's super disruptive. If you can get this set up by like turn 2, turn 3, you can lock your opponent out of setting up their board, which could really break their board and can steamroll the game in your favor. Now, one of the reasons why we're playing Gengar today is because we have the Sylveon EX. Sylveon EX is super great for the deck just because it is the draw engine that could. You can slap this in pretty much any deck and it's going to be super impactful in that deck. Now, it's really great in this one, particularly because it is a psychic attack Pokemon. So you can use this as a secondary attacker that you can weave in between your Gengars. And yes, I did say Gengars because we are playing the Gengar EX. It's essentially the same as the Bother Gengar, but it has more HP, has the same ability. So its ability allows it to lock your opponent out of supporters, and it has the attack Spooky Shot, so it does a little bit more damage. You do need 3 energies for it though, so you're essentially using this as your secondary attacker. You don't want to lead with this per se. That's pretty much it for the list. A few key things to note: I am playing red card. I love red card with Sylveon. If you can get Gengar online by turn 2, Sylveon draw into a red card, put your opponent down to 3 cards, and then use Bother to eliminate their supporters, you are breaking them out of all of their options. It's a super great combo. And then we are also playing Lily as well. We are playing a lot of stage 2, so Lily is super helpful in keeping our Gengars alive and be active. Using that Bother over and over again is really great. But I think that's pretty much it for the list. Let's hop onto the ladder and I'll show you how this deck plays. Okay, we're going first. We have the Eevee in the active. Looks like we're going up against Sylveon for the most part. Don't have much hint besides the Eevee and the Psychic Energy as to what else it could be. But we can get Ghastly, which sets up for a Gengar play next turn. And there's a Sylveon as well. We can put down second Ghastly, which is pretty good. And then pass. Yeah, it's a pretty good start for us. We got our board pretty much set to go. I might even hold off on evolving the Sylveon. Getting a Haunter down is pretty good, and then Rare Candy into Gengar is also pretty nice. The problem with this is if they just have Sylveon next turn, they could knock out my Eevee. So what I'm going to do is attach to the active. I think I will go Sylveon, because, I mean, Collect gets me 1 card, Happy Ribbon gets me 2 this turn. I might as well just get the 2 this turn. And then, yeah, this sets up so that I can have a second Eevee on the bench, which is pretty good, and then just pass. They will get the first hit if they do evolve into Sylveon, but it's only 70, so I'm not too worried about it. I'd rather retreat and start using Bother. So I can do I want to Bother here? I could just stall with the Sylveon a little bit. They're gonna use Comms, okay. Maybe they don't have the Sylveon. Oh, they have the base Sylveon, the one that uses Evo Harmony, okay. This is even better. They don't have much here. Okay. I kind of want to save this. I could hit just for... I mean, next turn they only hit for 70, so I can just start swinging with... I can just start swinging with the Gengar, prevent them from using supporters. I think that may be better. So let's do that instead. 50... Oh, they also have Eevee back, right? Maybe I should have just hit for the Sylveon, because they could use Eevee back here to heal out of range. If they evolve the Eevee on the bench... Oh, they play Potion. Why do you play Potion? You have Eevee bag. Double Potion? Oh, this is wild. Okay. Alright. Alright, and they retreat. Okay. And they're just gonna go for a Collect. Okay. I'm going to start setting up this Gengar on the bench. Let's red card them. They don't have access to supporters anyway, so they can't research. If I red card them to 3, that's going to be pretty good. And then we'll go Bother. Hit for 50. And then see what they can do. The only thing they can do is start putting Sylveons into play. If they do get 2 Sylveons, well, even with 2, I think they're only hitting for 110. How much is it? 40, 30 plus? Yeah, so if they get 2 Sylveons, so they have 1. 2 Sylveons adds 60. So they can only do 100 damage. But it looks like they are just going to attach the active and then start swinging for 70. Alright, it's not bad. But we did top deck a Lily, which is really great. What I'm going to do is do this. Evolve into the Gengar EX just in case if they play any hand disruption like a red card. And then yeah, we'll Lily to the active. Let it survive an extra turn. And then use Bother to hit it for 50. This is just full Sylveon Box with an Espeon. Okay. Espeon can do decent amount of damage. Right now it's doing 60. Okay, they do play EV Bags, so they're playing a mix of EV Bags and Potion. Interesting. Alright, they're gonna start doing Evo Harmony? No, they just stick with the Sylveon in the active. We get Rare Candy here. Okay. I can attach to this guy. Evo Harmony at most is gonna do 100, but then I'll KO it. I can't retreat the active because of the 2 retreat cost. So I think we just stick with the Bother here. I wish this took the knockout, but unfortunately it does not. So they could retreat the Sylveon so that it could hit for 130, but they probably won't do that. Just because my Gengar will then one-hit KO their Sylveon, unless they play Cape. That could be a pretty strong move on their end. They could play Cape to survive the hit with Spooky Shot. Okay, they choose to retreat into the Espeon, hitting for 80 altogether. Which is not a bad play. But the Sylveon is still not going to be able to take a knockout on my Gengar next turn. And then we draw a Sylveon of our own, so we can use Sylveon here. Draw into some extra cards. See what we can get. Cyrus is very good. I could Cyrus the Sylveon next turn. I might save it. Just because they could promote a Sylveon to survive the following turn. So let's do this. Let's thin our hand down a little bit. Don't need to play Iono. I think I'm just going to go ahead, Spooky Shot, knock out the Espeon. And then use Cyrus next turn. Now if they do, the only way they can survive this turn is if they hand disrupt me. So they would have to play red card. They can't play Mars. And they would have to promote Sylveon into the active. Not Sylveon EX, which they don't have. So this Sylveon non-EX can only do 100. And then, yeah, we just have Cyrus to KO the Sylveon EX on the bench for game. That was interesting. Our deck definitely does benefit from getting set up really early, which is why I like the Sylveon. If you can get the Gengars out attacking super early, you're just removing supporters from the equation. Okay, so potentially Flareon here. Okay, we do have this Gengar as well. So I'm gonna pass. This is a really good start from us. We actually have a lot of stuff that we can do. Okay, so it's Flareon Charizard. Interesting. I actually don't mind that. And it's just a collect from them. I don't want a red card just because they didn't really use anything. But this bother on our end could be really good against my opponent. So what I'm going to do is use Sylveon. Draw some cards. Yes. Can get Pokeball for our last Eevee. Let's even use research. This hand is just snowballing. Okay, we got double Gengars. So let's go Gengar to the active, the base, the not EX one, so that we can start using Bother. And then just start applying pressure. If they have the Flareon, then they have the Flareon, they can start attacking. But if they don't have the Flareon, they're gonna have a hard time here just because they don't have use of research. Okay, they have the Flareon EX, but at the moment that's not gonna do too much. Especially if they're attaching energies to the Charmander. Okay, and it is just gonna be another collect. Yeah, we can throw the Haunter on here. That's totally fine. Attach energies. I think I'm just gonna start using red card because at this point they're not gonna have access to research really, pretty much till the end of the game. So if I can red card them out of any sort of draw, especially this Eevee draw, then they're gonna definitely have a hard time attacking. Now they can accelerate an energy with Combust and then attach an energy, which means they are a turn away from attacking. But they choose not to do that because they know that that's just a free hit on the Flareon. So it looks like they are just going to use Charmander's attack, use Ember to hit for 30. Okay. Attach energy here. Evolve the Gengar so that I have that. Next turn they can combust. Well, they technically can't because they can't retreat this Charmander and use combust. Okay, they rare Candy into Stoke Charizard. It's interesting play from them. Because now they're just going to combust, go down to 130. And then this Charizard EX can start doing some damage, but they would need Lily here in order to survive, I guess? And if I can just get Cyrus, then I can chase down this Charizard. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to Iono. I know Lily would be a really great card to use here, or to have here, but I think Cyrus is just going to be better. Yeah, and then we get Sylveon as well, so Sylveon can draw me some cards. And then we have 4 cards left, so a Cyrus would just be great. And there's our Cyrus, and we have Lily, so that's really good. I'm going to attach energy to Sylveon just in case we need 2 attackers here. And then I'm just going to go use Bother. Hit this Charizard for 50. They can't use Lily to heal. So, yeah, if they just start using Steam Artillery, they're going to take, or they're going to knock out the Gengar for sure, but then my Gengar can Spooky Shot knock them out. So they would have to retreat into the Flareon. No, it just looks like they're going to go for Steam Artillery. Yeah, their best bet is to retreat and attack with the Flareon EX. What are they gonna do? What are they gonna do? Okay, X speed. Alright, so they are going to retreat, which is their best play, even though they don't know that I have Cyrus in hand. But their best play is to do this. Because my Spooky Shot can't one-hit KO the Flareon EX. And then, yeah, EV Bag just to heal, that's fine. But yeah, they're just going to do Fire Spin and knock out the Gengar, but they don't know that I have Cyrus to take the Charizard. I feel like the Charizard play was unnecessary for them. They shouldn't have evolved into Charizard EX. That just gives me free 2 points. That gives me free 2 points. That's what I wanted to say. Let's not misplay and accidentally just brain dead play research. Let's actually use the Cyrus. But yeah, this is just free 2 points here. I mean, there is a chance that I could still survive. I mean, I would still survive the Flareon, but I mean, with the combination of EV bags and things like that, they could take a knockout on Gengar EX, which is pretty scary. But I think that yeah, their play was definitely not to evolve the Charizard. This is not a bad start, especially since we top tech that Ghastly, because now that this Pokeball gets us Eevee, we can use Sylveon next turn to draw some more cards, which is pretty good. If I can get the Gengar with the Bother attack in the active, then this could be really good. This would actually be really great against Sylvally, because then they can't use any supporters to do any damage, which is actually kind of busted. But they are playing a fire version of this deck, so I'm thinking it's Sylvally Charizard. But who knows? It could be something completely different. It could be Sylvally Flareon. That could be pretty cool. Let's see what my opponent is playing. They have no supporters to play this turn, so... Okay, it is Sylvally Charizard. Okay, they do have Gladion, so they are going to play the Gladion. A little preemptive, I would say. They should have saved that. But maybe they have a supporter in hand currently. Or maybe they played it so that they know that if they don't have access to a supporter, then they can still use... They could still have the Sylvally in hand. Okay, so we didn't get to Gengar, so let's use Happy Remid to see if we can grab one here. We did. Amazing. And we have research. That's really good. Let's go ahead and research here. Get Eevee and the other Gengar, which is very good. Let's go ahead. Let's rare candy into the Bother Gengar. And let's just go ahead and rare candy into this Gengar as well. I don't need to red card them because they can evolve, hit for... Actually, let me go ahead and red card them. Knowing that they use Gladion to get a Sylvally, putting that back into the deck could be pretty strong here. So I know it puts them at the same hand size, but if they don't get a Sylvally from that red card, then that could be really strong too. It looks like that didn't happen, or it looks like the red card worked as intended. So it got them no Sylvallies, which is great. They can't use any supporters, which is also really good because now they can't even use the huge attack of Sylvally. So this is going to buy us a lot of time. Let's just do that and Bother to take a knockout on the type Null. Okay. Alright, our hand is not looking too great. They do have rare candy into Charizard. Which they probably just top deck, because otherwise they would have promoted the Charizard to start using Stoke. But doesn't seem like that is the case here. Okay. Let's burn the Pokeball. Let's see, how many cards do we have left in deck? We have 6. Okay. We have a decent amount of top decks that we could get this next turn. Using Bother here, they could use Sylvally to knock me out. This can be tough, actually. Because if they evolve into Sylvally, they don't need a supporter to knock me out. Then I come in with Gengar, I Spooky Shot, knock them out. Then Charizard, well, Charizard will still have to Stoke. So I do get a free hit on Charizard either way. So I think we're still fine. I think we're good. They don't have access to any supporters. So they don't have access to things like Lily to heal the Charizard, and they just concede, yeah. So because they have to Stoke an extra turn, they could have KO'd me. I come in, KO the Sylvally, and then the Charizard has to Stoke. I hit them for 100. They hit me for 150. They can't Red either, which is also great because then Red would have secured the KO for them, but then I'd be able to hit them 100 one more time. So that's pretty good. I like that. Okay. If we can get a Ghastly here, that would be really nice. Alright, there we go. Love to see it. Let's put the Ghastly down. The Eevee here. And then just pass. I could play red card, but I think I'm going to save it for when we can start attacking with the Gengar. Okay, they have Oricorio, but that doesn't matter for our deck. We definitely have answers to it. And they're just slapping down both of them, too. Okay. I actually, since I don't really need to use Rare Candy at this moment, because I'm going to collect here. I'm going to do this. I still want to save this red card, because I could use Research next turn. This could be a misplay. I might be overextending here and just giving them a little bit more room, because they could play Mars here, which could throw us out. And there's that red card, right? So maybe I should have just played down my hand. I definitely should have played all the stuff, but I think we're fine, actually. They're gonna hit us for 50. Okay, yeah, we're actually fine here. Having the red card here would be nice, but it's not the end of the world. Okay, we can just burn this. Put down this Ghastly. Put down the Gengar as well. Play Research. This gets us Lily and Rare Candy. That's fine. Okay, let's go ahead and just retreat into this Gengar here. And then let's just go ahead and use Bother. Now they could retreat and attack with Oricorio. We do have Lily to heal up all the damage. Okay, they have the Cord as well. We can't really get around the Cord. We don't have any way to deal damage outside of just attacking. So they are going to be able to utilize the Cord to its full extent. But other than that, it should be fine. Ooh, the potion is annoying. Okay. Alright, we do still need to set up, like, another Gengar, so that would be ideal. I'm gonna go ahead and just Bother. I don't have to play the Lily here. Let's see, can 2 Gengars be enough to get through Zero Aura plus 2 Oricorios? Alright, they're going to retreat here. Okay, this is fine. Red card here is also nice. Let's go ahead and do that. I actually might save the Cyrus, because I could Cyrus KO Zero Aura with Sylveon. So let's save the Cyrus here. Let's go ahead and Lily the Gengar. And just go ahead and use Bother. Now, I do need to draw into the Gengar, so hopefully I can get it soon. Okay, and they're just gonna keep bouncing around. That's totally fine. Oh, and they have Tapu Koko as well. So that could be an out for us. Can we draw through our deck here? Wrong Gengar, essentially. I'm gonna put the energy here just in case. Okay. If we can draw some cards, that would be really nice. We've already used 2 researches, so we have to see Sylveon here. Okay, they send up the Zero Aura, which is interesting. Okay. All right. I think I want to Cyrus KO one of these with the Gengar. So my reasoning for that is if I Cyrus KO or Oricorio with this Gengar, then yeah, they would send up the Zero Aura. I just have to see Sylveon here. I have to use Sylveon to KO the Zero Aura. And then if they send up the Oricorio, I can use Gengar to KO Oricorio. Okay. This should work, hopefully. That Tapu Koko is... well, with the Electric Cord, Tapu Koko can attack, hitting for 70. This hits for 50. It's not really enough. Pokeball, it's not what I was hoping for here. Okay. Attach to the active. Just use Bother. They can attack for 70 next turn with the Tapu Koko. But if they attack with Tapu Koko, then they just send up the Oricorio. So they have to come up with the Oricorio. Yeah, no, I think we're fine. Yeah, I think they kind of like locked themselves out of a play with the Tapu Koko, because unless they can't play Red, because or no, Red wouldn't even work. They can't play Giovanni because I locked them out of supporters. So they would have to use Volt Switch. They're forced to retreat. Yeah, Potion, again, is not enough unless they have double Potion. Cord. Lumberry? What is this? What are we doing here? Unless there's a damage modifier that I'm missing, they can't knock out this Gengar. And if they knock out the Gengar, or if they attack the Gengar, they're forced to switch into the Oricorio. Okay, and they conceded. Okay. Woo! That one was a head scratcher. I really had to think about that one. It was unfortunate that we didn't see any Sylveons, otherwise I would have had a better play. I was trying to set it up so that Sylveon would KO the Tapu Koko, or not the Tapu Koko, sorry, the Zeraora, and the Gengar was the only thing left so that it could take out the Oricorios, but we made it work, we made it work. Because it's a Psychic type deck, as a Psychic type